Child has a book, you're going to get a book. You're going to sit there with them and you're going to endeavor to do exactly what your child is doing. And you're going to think of it as joining in with their game. And their game is flipping a book. So now you're going to flip the book with them. And you're going to think of it sort of as tandem dancing. So you're going to look, can I synchronize my way of playing with this so that it's the same way that my child is doing it? So you're going to flip the book and they're going to flip the book. And you're going to do that with them. And I would do that for at least 15 minutes. If your child's lining up blocks, you're going to get your own blocks. You're going to line them up. You're going to put your block down at the same rhythm and the same pacing as your child is putting their block down. If your child's walking in a pattern, you're going to walk in a pattern. If your child's saying a phrase over and over again, you're going to say that phrase. If your child has a topic that they really want to tell you about, you're going to become a very excited and engaged listener who's very interested in that topic and wants to hear about that topic and wants to know about that topic and is joining in with the enthusiasm over the topic. The idea is to do this really with sincerity. So this isn't about going through the motions while you're thinking about a laundry list of things you have to buy at the supermarket. This is actually using the joining as a way to connect. Think of it as this is your child's language and you're saying that you love them and that you care about them and that you want to be close to them. You're saying it in a language that they can understand. And I'd recommend that you do this for at least 15 minutes, and I do it 3, 4, 5 times. Now, some children, they respond immediately. Within the first 2 minutes, you're going to see signs from them that they're responding to what you're doing. They might look at you. They might lean into you. They might share their items with you. Other children, they require a little more convincing. Perhaps they've had their toys taken away from them in the past. Perhaps they're not as open. And so you might find that the first time for 15 minutes, you might not see any particular way that they respond. But go back and do it again. And then go back and do it again. And show your child that you really want to be close to them, that you really want to have a relationship with them. And think of this as your way to truly love them. Our program is based on an attitude of love, acceptance, and respect. And that's why, rather than trying to force a child to conform to a world that they don't understand or that doesn't make sense to them, we endeavor to go with them, to be really respectful and caring. And so what we do is we actually see the ism, the repetitious behavior, as a doorway to expressing our warmth, our care, and our love. And actually as a way to build a relationship and to build a connection. And so what we do is we actually venture to go into a child's world, to actually be with them where they are if they don't feel quite ready to be with us where we are. And through joining, we're able to build a connection. And once there is a connection, then we can really invite a child to be engaged with us. So in effect, they show us the way in, and then we show them the way out.
I first heard about Sunrise when I was just 13 years old, and I rented the NBC movie Sunrise, A Miracle of Love from my local video store. And it was that movie all those years ago that inspired me in the first place to want to work with children with special needs, and in particular, autistic children. Here at the Autism Treatment Center of America, I am the director of the Sunrise Intensive Program. I train the staff here to become certified Sunrise Program child facilitators and certified Sunrise Program teachers. I have worked with well over 1,000 different children of different ages and different diagnoses. And I have played for thousands of beautiful hours on the playroom floor, which has been an incredible source of delight for me in my life. I feel so honored to have worked with every family that I have, and I'm excited to share with you more about the Sunrise program so you can help your child right now. The technique I'd like to share with you is about encouraging your child to have more eye contact. Eye contact is one of the Sunrise program's social fundamentals because it is the most important key factor when encouraging our children to have social relationships. Now, the way we differ than every other training modality in this respect is we're not trying to train our children to look at us in a robotish type of way so we can check it off on a checklist as a skill acquired. We focus on eye contact during every interaction that we have with our children, because we want to excite our children not only to look at us because they want something, but to look at us because they enjoy and want to connect and interact with us. When our children look at us, it is a time when they will see us smiling and loving them, and thus feel the warmth of what it is to truly connect with another human being. It is a time when they can feel the most close to those people who surround them and love them. The more your children look at you, the more they will learn. The more they will learn about the world of people, about how people communicate, about facial expressions, intonation, and the subtleties of communication. Most children on the autism spectrum have challenges looking at people, even those adults and children who are considered higher functioning or have an Asperger's syndrome diagnosis, because they have great verbal skills and academic skills. But we know, and you know, that that doesn't necessarily mean that they can have successful relationships with their peers. The more you encourage your children to look, the more likely they will have successful relationships with their peers. Eye contact is the deepest way to form connection and relationships, and that's why we focus so strongly on it in the Sunrise program. So what can you do right now at home to help and encourage your children to look more? 2 simple and easy techniques. The first thing to do is to position yourself so it's easy for your child to look at you. Whenever you are playing with your child, be in front of them, be at eye level or slightly below, be 2 feet away from them, because we notice in our experience that when we give children a little distance, they tend to increase the amount of times that they look at us. Whenever you're offering something to your child, whether it's a piece of food, an object, a toy, a book, put it up by your eyes. Put it to the side of your eyes or right in front of your eyes. So as you offer it to your child, it gives them another opportunity to look at you. Second thing to do is to celebrate them. Celebrate them verbally every time that they look at you. And you can do this in a variety of different ways. You can give them big cheers and quiet cheers. You can whisper your cheer. You can sing your cheers. Throw your arms in the air, jump up and down, do a little dance. However you do it, make sure that you do it with great sincerity and from the heart. The more you cheer when your children look at you, the more they will look at you. Try these 2 things out right now and see the benefits of what they can do to encourage your child to look at you.
Oh my goodness, that was the best look! Thank you for looking right in my eyes. I love to see you look at me, you handsome little guy.
Oh, put the point. Put the point on Dave.
Oh, I gotta put a point on David. That was so good. And you know what was so great? You told my eyes. I love it. You love it over. I love it. I love it. I love it. I do. I do.
Obviously, we have many more techniques that we would love to share with you. What we're going to do now is we're going to show you clips of our trained facilitators using all of the techniques of the Sunrise program to help children grow. I hope you will find this really helpful and inspiring. Jack's 5 years old and was diagnosed with autism. 2 of his main challenges were making eye contact and interacting with other people. In this segment, our facilitator first joins Jack in his isms of chewing and rocking on the ball. When he engages with the facilitator, she helps him to stay interactive in the game while also helping him to develop his eye contact.
You have the bestest eyes in the whole world. Hey, that's different. That's more like a scratch. Or did you want me to pretend to eat those little toesies? Oh, you are switching it, my friend. I'm gonna move this out of the way. Let's scratch like that. Because you're switching it on me. Scratch. Scratch. Here comes a big one. Scratch. Ha! Nice looking, Jack. Here comes. Scratch. That was almost a look. Scratch. Scratch. Hi, cutie. Thank you for your hands and letting me scratch your hands, your arms, and your legs. There you go. There's those eyes. Scratch, 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 scratch. See what your eyes do? Your eyes help me so much. Like that. Like that. It helps me to know what you want. Scratch. I love to scratch. Scratch, scratch when you're looking at me. And when I scratch, 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 I love to see your eyes like you just did. Scratch. Nice! Look at those eyes.
Alex is 7 years old and was diagnosed with autism. One of his main challenges was using clear single words. In this segment, you will see the facilitator join in his exclusive repetitious behaviors, which are rolling off the ball and climbing on the window ledge. Then, as the facilitator creates a fun, interactive game, she strongly requests that Alex speak in clear single words.
So you're looking at the dino. Oh! Dino. Thank you for looking at me, Dino. Dino. You are a star! Go, Alex. Go, Alex. You ready? Whole word. Dino. Say it again. Oh! Dino.
Randib is 16 years old and was diagnosed with high-functioning autism. One of his main challenges was the ability to participate in activities that were chosen by other people. In this segment, our facilitators join Randib in his exclusive repetitious behavior of drawing flags over and over again. At home, he would often spend hours at this activity. Now, once he becomes engaged, the facilitator enthusiastically encourages him to participate in her chosen activity.
What's that?
Could you do for me?
I would love to do that for you. Thanks for asking. I just had an idea. We could play some football. Because I'm from the country of football, so are you. England and Brazil. We can do that. Here we go. We have the goal.
Yeah.
Ah, that's the goal. I'm gonna make some space. I want to see you, Englishman, showing me some moves.
Yeah.
You're so cool looking at me. I'm gonna put right here. Oh, 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 hey, you started. I'm gonna score. Yeah, I'm gonna score. Oh, go! You scored!
Sagat is 11 years old and was diagnosed with autism. One of his main challenges was communicating using verbal speech, as he often used crying to express what he wanted. This segment begins with our facilitator joining Sagat in his repetitious activity. After the connection is made, Sagat allows the game to become even more interactive and even uses speech to communicate.
Oh, that's squeeze, squeeze. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Squeeze, squeeze. Like that? Oh, let's see, I'm not sure. It sounds like you're saying that. You may get your head like this. Squeeze. I see you squeezing the head. Squeeze. Oh, good. Another big squeeze. Like that. Oh, good. Squeeze. Squeeze. Good. Telling me. Squeeze. I like that you showed me that, Sagat. Whenever you need me to do that, I would love to help you. Oh, I would love to get that ball. Thank you for looking and telling me. All right, here comes the big throw. Oh. Not sure if you told me to get it. I'll be right over here. Hey, good. Tell her it comes. Oh. Nice throw. I'm gonna throw it. You ready? You just tell me. Yeah, the ball. Very good. Throw ball. Throw ball. He doesn't like throw. Good job. Throw ball.
Aaron is 7 years old and was diagnosed with pervasive developmental disorder, or PDD. Although Aaron is highly verbal, one of his main challenges was allowing variation within a topic of conversation. He also found it challenging to answer other people's questions. Now, this segment shows our facilitator joining in with Aaron's highly repetitious conversation. Aaron repeatedly asks, "Who's coming next?" because he wants to review the list of individuals that he'll be seeing that day. Now the facilitator then asks Aaron a question. What do you eat? And then persists in a delightful way to encourage Aaron to be flexible enough to answer it.